In this video, I'm breaking down my complete morning trading checklist for US30 and NAS100. So hopefully you guys like this video. Make sure you stay until the very end. Subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and comment below what you think. And as always, if you guys are interested in using the same broker as me, they give you a 100% matching deposit bonus. So if you deposit $500, they're going to give you $500. That means you have $1,000 to trade with. So morning trading checklist, US30 and NAS100, right? We're going to break this down, how I use the 15-minute chart, the daily chart, and Forex Factory with the news. So this is the routine I follow every single day before taking any trade. It helps me stay disciplined, focused, and prepared. So let's dive into this step by step. So very first thing, right, is market preparation, okay? The very first step in pre-market is I start each morning by checking Forex Factory. And this is a website right here. It's called forexfactory.com. And if you look at this, I look at any red folders with news scheduled for the day, especially news that could impact the US30, right? So then I highlight any events that are tied to US30 or NAS100, like FOMC statements, interest rates, decisions, jobs reports, or inflation. By coming here every single day and looking at this, you can basically see that today, right? Today is Monday. There was basically no red folders here. A couple orange ones, yellow, but really there was no red one. So today, because it was Monday, there was no news. So it kind of made it a little bit easier for me, right? So once that's out of the way, right? Obviously I'm done looking at the calendar. I determine, the likely market, sentiment. Is it bullish, bearish, or neutral, right? I also make sure that I'm aware of any upcoming Fed speeches, because those can basically shift momentum even during mid-session. That can happen very fast. So market preparation, right, is Forex Factory number one. Market news events obviously affecting US30 and NAS100, right? Determine your market. Identify any Fed speeches or high impact reports. Again, this is all very important that you need to pay attention to. So Forex Factory is number one every single day. Now, we're going to break down daily chart analysis, right? So once I understand the news driven, I move to the daily chart, right? I start marking the overall trend. Is the market trending up? Is the market trending down? Or is it moving sideways, right? I obviously draw my key support and resistance zones, note previous highs, previous lows, highlight market structures or breakouts. These are all things that I basically pay attention to, right? Now, levels that price has reacted to over and over again, okay? And again, next I mark out the previous day's lows, highs, even close. And then again, these levels are extremely important, guys, because during the first few hours of the New York session, right, that's where we had the biggest moves where you can make the most amount of money, right? So, again, not only do I pay attention to that, but you have to pay close attention to any signs of structure shifts or potential breakouts. This gives me bias, right? And I'm gonna show you guys my chart here in a little bit, but this gives me bias to the approach on the 15-minute chart. The 15-minute chart is the easiest there is. And again, we're gonna dive into my charts here, my trades shortly. So make sure you guys are staying to the very end. And if you haven't by now, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, comment, give this video a thumbs up. Doesn't take that hard to do. So 15-minute chart setup, right? Now from there, I drop down to the 15-minute chart time frame to refine my entry plan. You guys see right here, it's always a 15-minute chart, right? I like to watch how price reacts when it approaches key zones, right? I'll draw these zones on the daily chart, right? So this is a zone right here. So we traded US30 today, and I left a lot of money on the table right here, but this rectangle, this is basically my zone, right? I draw these out, okay? I draw these out on the daily chart. Now I'm looking for either a breakout and a retest or a strong reaction away from the levels. Now the most important thing that you have to, that I look for is a clean candle, right? No decisions, no wicks on both ends, just a clear conviction in one direction. Now, yes, there's tools like the View app or the Keltner channels that you can use that add confluence, but those are things I consider, but I never rely on indicators alone, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all price action. Price action comes first day in and day out. So a lot of people don't pay attention to that. Now, going forward, we'll come back to the chart here shortly. So that's what we basically captured with the 15-minute chart. Next, number 4 is risk and entry strategy. Now, finally, before I take any trade, I focus on risk and execution. right? Without risk and execution, you have no trade. I always set my stop loss before entering the trade because I can always move my stop loss. I can always adjust it, right? But I need to know my maximum risk and I stick to it. I aim for a minimum of 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, but I won't hesitate to let it run if the momentum is strong, if I'm feeling the trade, or like there's times where I'll just cut the trade if I'm in a bad mood. But no matter what, no matter how clean the setup looks, I never over leverage, right? I stay consistent because that's always more important than chasing any trade. At the end of the day, you have to be patient and trust your plan. And last, like I said, don't rush into anything. If the setup doesn't come to me, I wait. Discipline is the real edge when it comes to trading, right? I always tell people I'd rather be rich versus be right. If you don't have that, right? If you don't have that momentum, if you don't have that, then you have no trade, right? You have no trade. So it's very simple, right? It's structured and it works. If you build this into your own routine and stay consistent day in and day out, and you'll stop forcing trades and start trading with an actual purpose, right? So stick to the plan, stay focused, and let the market always come to you. That's the key thing when it comes to trading. So this was US30 today, and not only did I traded US30 today, but this is the perfect example of NAS100, right? We came to the market, NAS100, US30, we're watching these this morning, and this is exactly what I mean about a zone, about a structure. This was not something, I mean, we should have took NAS100 today. This was a cleaner trade, cleaner sub. But you can see right here, this is what we have, a zone, right? So because it's Monday and we had this strong zone right here, we're looking for this one to basically push up and basically break over these highs. And you could actually call this a zone right here. That would be considered a zone as well. And if you follow this across, you could see she basically struggled around the area. She didn't know if she was going to drop, she didn't know if it was going to push, and then finally, if it's going to drop again, and then we finally pushed back up. So by me coming to the market every single day and looking at the Forex Factory, what did it do the previous day, right? Today, US30 and NAS100 made some great moves. Tomorrow, probably watch for it to continue making another big move, and then Wednesday might have a different plan because again, news, right? So again, what's the news tomorrow? There are some red folders here, and yeah, there's right here red US30. So again, news is going to play a factor tomorrow. It's going to play a huge factor. So these are all things and steps that I approach the market with from my trading checklist standpoint. But that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys like it. Subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, comment below what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one.